Today, we will draw drapery, learn how to create folds, and, in general, make any materials voluminous. If, for example, you're a fashion or interior designer, or you want to be one, this lesson will be useful to you, since this knowledge will show you how to depict textiles. In this lesson, we will draw this fold. I will tell you right now, right away, we won't draw a balloon. We will only be interested in this part of the photo. Of course, if you really want to draw a ball, you can do it. It's more like an addition for me. Again, I'm more interested in this part. Of course, there are a lot of folds here. Given that this is the last lesson of the course, it was important for me to complicate the task for you a little. In our work today, we will start as always with a linear, constructive drawing. We will transfer all the folds, corners, fractures of the fabric, and then, working with the shading, we will focus on all light-shadow contrasts. In fact, everything we draw on the course can be depicted in both technique. I change them for you every time based on the plot or the chosen topic. But in the future, being able to work perfectly with both of them, you will be able to choose for yourself which of them you prefer to work with more. As an additional exercise, after watching one of our lessons, you can draw it again yourself, but using a different technique. For example, we drew a cube with hatching, but you will make it at home with shading and so on. Let's go back to the drawing. I will do it with the HB pencil. First, we need to find the fastening at the fold, and to depict it with light lines, concentrating only on the external form. These folds on the left and right will be extra for me. We will direct all our energy to detailing the main falling drapery at the center. In this lesson, we will work on the topic of focusing and defocusing again. We will repeat once again where it's important to set the focus, where to fill the space with additional elements, and where it's better to dissolve. At this stage, the most important thing is to grasp the correct direction of the main fold, its slope and the angle of the fold. We are not drawing the smaller folds yet, as they are secondary in the work. I remind you that at the first stages of the composition, we are interested only in the basic elements and their general form. Now my composition is ready. I'm going to start drawing. So, now we are drawing in detail. Alrighty, at this stage we depict all the elements more detailed, outline shadows as always. In any case, remember that we are always interested in the most basic elements in our work. Concerning to additional things, you can always change them or not depict at all. In these stages, most artists show their individuality. Pay attention now to every bend of the fold and its direction. We do not leave our drawing in a similar scheme. Everything you see in work is important to convey to you. Here, some details can play a crucial role if your goal is the similarity of the work with the original. The bottom fold that we draw is plastic and interesting enough to convey in the smallest details and work on the similarity. But at the same time, it's not so difficult to draw. Your current level may already include this work. We erase all unnecessary lines and keep the drawing clean as always. At the moment, I have a constructive drawing ready. Now, I will outline all the falling and on shadows. The falling shadow from the fabric on the table is very important. With its help, we will be able to land and lay our drapery on the table. Let's repeat again that we focus only on this fold. Everything else, this fold, this and that one, will all go further into the background and dissolve. This is the effect of aerial perspective. Now I will outline the fabric on the left and choose a couple of basic folds that I am interested in. The main thing now is to understand where and what fold you will have and then not get confused in the process. That's why it's better to reduce their number rather than increase. And the drawing is completed. Make sure that you have shadows planned everywhere. If necessary, the drawing can be lightened a little with the help of kneaded eraser. In fact, we only do this where the line is denser and can be seen through lighter gray tones. I'm turning to tone work. To fill in the tone, I will use 4B and 7B pencils. I will start with a softer pencil by filling in the darkest areas in work. Gradually, I am shading everything that I have put on. Working with shadows, I am also gradually stretching them to the light. Now it's important for us to sketch the darkest spots in the work in order to take a more comprehensive look at it. Remember that we always shade according to the shape and direction of the fold. And don't forget to clean the cardboard stick. Now I'm smoothly laying shadows at the very center of the drapery. Compare the tonality of all the shadows and pay attention to which of them is more transparent and which is denser. Do not lay everything in one tone. Remember that a shadow can have a huge number of possibilities and tonalities. Do not forget about the light. If you suddenly paint over it, try to lighten it immediately. We work in parallel with all the places in our work, since at this stage we play the main tonal relations. Do not stay in one place too long and fill in all the areas on the sheet a little.